It frustrates me when people talk about suicide and then they talk about the violent methods that people use to commit suicide, and then they mope and cry and complain about the violent methods that people use to end their lives. But these are the same people who complain uh, that they don't want euthanasia legalized. They want to keep people suffering in a state of suffering perpetually. They want you to wither away and die painfully, like nature intends for you to do. They want you to suffer many years of your life. They want you to be in as much pain and turmoil as possible. But they're going to complain about the violent methods that people use or resort to kill themselves because some idiotic fucks block them from their right of deciding for themselves to end their lives with dignity. So my thing is, how can you complain? How could you possibly complain about the ways that people commit suicide when you are advocating for them not to have the right to do it peacefully and in a humane way? It makes no fucking sense. Dr. Kevorkian, Jack Kevorkian, one of my heroes, that man was a saint to me. Um, but he said it best. The American people are sheep. They are still mentally in the dark ages. They let their religion dictate to them their ethical views and their so-called morality, which they use in turn to trap other people in their system who have no want to be a part of their system. That man fought for the right to die, and what they did to him was despicable. First, they put him on trials, different trials. Of course, they couldn't find any real evidence that he was murdering people, which is what they said. Putting someone down peacefully is murder somehow. But letting them writhe around in pain to the very end of their life, oh, that's just the way it is. It's okay. That's perfectly fine. And this shitty, fucked up system that we have with these shitty religious idiots and pro-life bastards who run this entire fucking globe. It's despicable. And then they say, oh well, well you should just live for the moment. You should live positively, and you should just die naturally, have a natural death, because suicide affects your family. Suicide hurts those around you. This is a really one that gets me. It's a it's a what do they call it? A temporary. It's a long-term action to a temporary problem or something like that, right? As if somebody's suffering 40 plus years of mental pain and anguish, or physical and mental pain and anguish, is just a brief moment of pain, and that it'll all go away somehow magically. Like they have the fucking golden pill that takes away all pain in all cases. These people live in a fucking delusion, and I'm so goddamn sick of it. I hate these morons with a fucking passion. They disgust me. The fact that these idiot assholes can make laws that block people from having a simple right that they give to their fucking dogs when they're sick, but a human being has to live in constant pain and torment to the very end because some stupid religious moronic fuck has some kind of moralistic disagreement with it. Who cares about your stupid fucking religion or your morals? The person is suffering, not you, asshole. That's what I don't understand. Why is it that these people can mandate you to live a life of pain, but you can't mandate for yourself to end something that you did not want in the first fucking place? It makes no sense. These pro-life bastards, they're pro-suffering. That's what it is. They don't actually care about the quality of life. They care that you're born and they care that you keep living. That's all that they care about. They're fucking slaves. The fucking slaves are making the laws while the free thinkers and those who have a will of their own have to suffer through the fucking God slaves and their stupid laws. It's disgusting. It's sickening. So while they complain about people taking their lives in violent ways and their families having to find the bodies and the secondhand trauma behind that, what do you think is going to happen? You don't give people the right to choose. You don't give them the means to end their lives with peace and dignity. So what do you expect is going to happen? They're going to resort to violent means. You're going to see more suicides. You're going to see more shotguns. You're going to see more people confront the police purposely with the intent of being killed. You're going to see people going into hospitals, shooting up places. You're going to see all kinds of things, all kinds of methods that people have to resort to because you moralistic, religious devils like suffering. And you want to enforce suffering on other people for your stupid ass beliefs and your idiotic ass morals that don't amount to a hill of shit. You people are so fucking full of it. I hate you all with a vicious hatred because you're evil. You're doing it's like taking a knife and plunging it into somebody's chest and saying they don't have the right to remove the knife that you put in them and are twisting and harming them. And then you call them evil or selfish for wanting to take the blade out. You fucking morons. That's pretty much the whole circuit of all this shit. It's pro-suffering society. We got a pro-suffering society. We got a pro-suffering world, and the people in power like it so. That's why when Dr. Jack went to the Supreme Court, they rejected it. They didn't put it in place where people can have this right because they didn't want to lose their control, number one, over people. And they didn't want to lose their human product because let's keep it real. Every one of us are human cattle to the corporations. They need us to be around to work their shitty jobs and pay their stupid fucking bills and do all the goddamn stupid shit that they want us to do because we're fucking slaves. And Kevorkian knew this. He saw all this shit. And he called it out. We are in the dark ages. The American people are slaves to delusions of all sorts. They don't want change. They're afraid of change. They're afraid of people having the right to decide for themselves and opt out of a fucking game that they didn't ask for in the first fucking place. I mean, imagine the fucking hubris of that. Dogs suffer and they put dogs down with such peace and grace. But a human being can go into a court and make the plea that I don't want to fucking be here. I didn't want to be here. I hate this fucking world. I want out. I'm in pain constantly. And nothing you do is going to help this. I want to leave. Give me the right to do it. Give me the means to do it peacefully. And that's too much for these fuckers. Because they're sadists. They're crooked. They're corrupted. They're evil. Fucking cunts who make these stupid fucking laws that dictate us and constantly leave us in a state of suffering and unease and dis-ease. So, in my opinion, they shouldn't complain when they have to find bodies and clean them up. They shouldn't complain when people resort to all sorts of crazy methods just to end their lives. They shouldn't complain about it. These are the consequences that you fucks put in place. Deal with it. Deal with it. Since you don't want to give people the means to end their suffering humanely, then deal with the consequences of that. Prepare to go into places and find these bodies, or prepare for events where people go mad and do all sorts of things just to get out of here. They shouldn't have to do it. We shouldn't have to think about resorting to these things. just to opt out of a fucking shit game that we didn't want in the first fucking place. Don't you people get it? And see, this just adds to my overall hatred of this planet. Because you got stupid fucking people in charge. And the shit that we should do, we don't. Instead of giving people the option to exit in peace and dignity and love and whatever else, have people around them or celebrate before they do it or whatever else, something great, a better way rather than how it has to be done now, where you have to find a body that's unrecognizable or some other thing. But that's the consequence of it. That's the consequence of our society being led by fucking morons. You get these kind of results. I really hope it changes. I hope the law somehow changes and reverses and we have the right to a dignified death in this country. But you know what? America is so fucking stupid. I doubt that it'll ever happen. Because number one, you've got too many religious assholes in power and places of authority. And they hold that grip so goddamn hard, it's ridiculous. So I think that really in this country, America is just going to be a fucking slave corporation for forever. They talk about North Korea being bad. They talk about all these other countries being bad as though America is just this wonderful beacon of true freedom. It's not. You have no real fucking freedom here. You don't even have personal autonomy. Just recently, they allowed you to smoke weed in certain places, a fucking plant that was illegal, and they were putting you in jail for it. And you call that freedom? Fucking stupid country, fucking stupid human species. I can't wait for this fucking planet to be destroyed.